It's not quick.
Got my phone too. What's wrong?
Someone tell a joke.
Yeah, tell a joke.
7 o'clock.
Is it?
Great. 7 o'clock.
Let's call this meeting in order. Let's please stand for a flag salute.
Mayor? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
And that's happy.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember DePamphlis.
Here.
Councilmember Dill.
Here.
Councilmember Garrity.
Here.
Council President Habercorn.
Present.
Councilmember Johnston. Here. Councilmember McGuigan.
Here.
Councilmember Owen.
Here. Also present, Mayor Tapp, Administrator Frost, City Clerk Keith, City Solicitor Smith, and City Engineer Snyder. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. The agenda for this meeting is posted in City Hall and on the city's website, summerspointgov.org. Pursuant to City Code A 266-8P, and to afford everyone an opportunity to address the governing body, the public may speak only one time and not to exceed 3 minutes. Do we have any communications? Not hearing any communications. Mr. Mayor?
Just a couple things. We got a lot coming up this September, as we know. September 6th, we have the 45th anniversary of our good old days. Everyone knows it's starts at 11, ends at 6, and it's down at Kennedy Park. September 11th, we got the 9/11 ceremony, and that's at Patriots Park, and that's going to start at 5:30. And the reason why we do it at 5:30 as opposed to do it in the morning is that we have less and less people that show up, and I think that we have a bigger crowd that will show up at 5:30 after work, and that's really why we do that. And the fire department runs that, and they do an excellent job. September 13th, we have Art in the Park. That starts at 10 to 4. A lot of local artists, craft people go down there, and it's a very nice event, and it's free. I believe September 19th is going to be the POW MIA ceremony. That's at 7 p.m., and that's at Patriots Park. And September 27th and 28th is the citywide yard sale weekend. It's a Saturday and Sunday. It's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can sign up on the city website. If you sign up on the city website, you get on the list. Then that list is distributed out. Then that way all the people know to go to your house because you're having a yard sale. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Frost?
Yes, just one thing. We had a successful band sale with an issue date of August 27th. We financed a little over $13 million at a rate of 3.75. These are short-term notes, meaning we're going to refinance as of August of 2026.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Unfortunately,
Nothing?
nothing sure.
Mr. Snyder?
Yeah, I just have a number of items to go over. The Shore Road pedestrian improvements continue. One item that I wanted to bring council aware of is there's a pedestrian refuge island that was installed on Bethel Road, Shore Road. There's a little confusion about what motorists should do. We're going to add additional signage and painting, so that will help. That island was recommended by the county and also the county Shore Road corridor study because that's such a long way for the pedestrians to cross. So there's an island there for them to safely wait for traffic to go by, but it might take a little bit of time to get used to for some of the people driving that intersection. There is a resolution for extension of time for that contract also. There's no additional cost for that. We don't typically do just a change order for time. It's a state contract, they're requiring it. So they were delayed for some materials and the county issuing their road opening permit. Speaking of Shore Road, New Jersey American Water Company will be installing a new water main, Garfield Avenue Road in Linwood to Wilmot this fall. They will be starting next week. So that will be going all fall. They are storing some pipe and equipment on the avenue because of the pre-con. It was recommended that that was the safest spot because Shore Road is so narrow. And then we look forward to, in the spring, they're going to be continuing down from Wilmot to Pleasant Avenue. So eventually they are doubling the size of the water main, so it should help with pressure. They're connecting to all the side streets. So it is an inconvenience, but it is an upgrade for the city infrastructure water. And then the road will be repaved afterwards.
When you say the spring, Mr. Snyder, what are you talking? March, April?
March, April before
the season?
Memorial Day. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There's also 2 resolutions to award bids. The first is for the 2025 road program. That includes the Marks Road from Belton Road to 4th Street, 3rd Street from Rhode Island to Marks Road, Massachusetts Avenue from New Road to 7th Street, Crestmont Drive from Chapman Boulevard to DeFeo, Buffalo Avenue from Ocean Heights to Steelman Avenue, Euclid Avenue, Harrison Avenue from Ocean Avenue to Schuman's Alley, and a portion of Roberts Avenue. And since we rebid the project, we added Cedar Avenue because the bids came in much slower than anticipated. When we first bid the project, the bids were $854,220. The rebid was $887,589. With the additional street, I estimated that street should be about $100,000 to pave. We're getting it for about $30,000 for repaving because of the scale of the work. So
Great.
That road on Cedar is next year's road program, so we're getting ahead a little bit.
That's good.
And then New Jersey Avenue, that was rebid. It also came in slightly lower, for $341,086. The city will be completely paid for by a grant from DOT. It's $368,275 is the grant. Anything that is not spent on construction will be applied towards engineering, so it won't go to waste. So those will be happening in the fall.
Do we have a start date for the New Jersey Avenue?
We didn't have a pre-construction meeting, but both contracts are South State.
Okay.
We'll issue a notice to proceed in September, and they have 90 days to do that. So
I just want to be able to make sure that we get with the businesses there so they know they don't get blindsided.
There's a lot going on here, Mr. Snyder. Thank you for that update. Committee reports, please.
Go ahead. You can go
Right.
first. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Council. Go ahead,
I have a
Council.
long one. You can go first.
Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We just Arts Commission. We just met this past Monday. We had a recap on things that went on over at the senior recreation building back on August 2nd. We had Alcohol Inc. Intuitive Painting with Sandra Kuborlin. She was the instructor. National Night Out was August 5th. We had face painters down at the park, as well as some other artwork that was set up. Also, August 9th, we had a special guest, actually instructor, Eduardo Jimenez. He actually taught recycled tides, basically taking recycled artwork or actually recycled products and turn them into art, which is really pretty good, and it was a good turnout. Coming up, of course, October 18th, we're having creative storytelling with poetry, as well as readings. There will be 4 sessions this coming fall with Christine O'Brien. Our special guest was Dan Myers. We're glad to have him back. He'll be teaching photography come November. And, of course, what the mayor said, Art in the Park the Saturday behind Good Old Days Festival, September 13th from 10 to 4. You probably see like posters throughout the city of Summers Point. Hopefully you guys can all see that on your cameras. And that is pretty much all I have for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. Councilmember Johnston?
Okay, the parking committee met on a few things. First thing I have is Harborview. They requested permit parking on the 3 streets around their complex. The parking committee is recommending that we do not do permit parking. Just the anticipated issue we don't think is going to be as big of an issue as they think. There used to be a 400-seat restaurant at this location, and the paddle club has allotted an additional lot for parking as well as what was there before. So we really don't anticipate it being a problem. But another thing that they did ask for is a crosswalk from across Bay Avenue on Pleasant. I did speak to Mr. Snyder about that, and that's a very easy thing for us to do, and we just have to put it on the schedule, and we can definitely do that, and the committee felt like that was pretty important for safety issues. There is a lot more foot traffic down there, so those were the recommendations on those issues. Does anybody have any questions on Harborview? Okay, we'll move on. Atlantic, we received another comment from the residents that live across from Atlanticare on Groveland Avenue, who also asked for permit parking. And again, we're recommending that we do not do permit parking on Groveland Avenue. I did speak to the manager of Atlanticare, and she was very receptive and said she would definitely talk to all of her employees. The issue was that employees from Atlanticare were parking on the street and they stay all day. So it really creates a parking issue. So I did speak to the manager, and she agreed that she would wholeheartedly speak to all the employees and make sure she keeps reminding them they can't make them park across the street in their own lot, but they can certainly encourage it. She said she would encourage it more strongly than she has been. So hopefully that will alleviate that. I went by there several times since the last meeting, and that lot on the other side of the street is there's always plenty of parking over there. So there's no reason for them not to park in their own lot. She also said that she would speak to the managers of the other office, the other tenants in that building, and ask them to do the same. So hopefully that would alleviate that issue. And the reason that we thought that would help and that would solve it is most of the residents along that street do have off-street parking. They do have driveways. So we just didn't feel it was the right thing to do to put permit parking there. And let's see. Launch Avenue, you want to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Launch Avenue requested, again, in anticipation of the new developments down there, that we turn Launch Avenue into a cul-de-sac. We took a look at that, and the major reason a cul-de-sac would not work down there is because you would not be able to get a fire truck in there. We would not be able to get the trash trucks in there. So it just creates a public safety hazard for the residents down there. So we recommend that does not be turned into a cul-de-sac.
We also recommended that there be some no parking signs. But
There were no parking signs on the bulkhead side of the road. The launch is a one-way street, and we did install no parking signs on the bulkhead side, because you cannot get down that street if people are parked on both sides. So we will reinstall those signs again. Somebody removed them So we will be reinstalling the no parking signs on the bulkhead side of Launch Avenue, and hopefully that'll be helpful.
And then the other
And-
thing we touched on was Landing Lane.
Landing Lane, we spoke about Landing Lane. The mayor and Mr. Habercorn went out and looked at that. The issue there is people coming from a very busy restaurant, the Crab Shop, park on Landing Lane. They park very close to the end of the streets. They park very close to the driveways of the people that live back there. And it creates an issue when they're trying to back out of their driveways, as well as making that turn onto Broadway. They can't see. So I think we're going to look into painting lines so that you can't park from here to the corner kind of signs, and the yellow lines to create make people park whatever the requirement is. Is it 15 feet from the corner?
25 unless there's
25.
a stop sign.
25, okay. So is there a stop sign coming out of Landing Lane? I think there
Oh,
is.
yes, there is.
Okay, so there's definitely not lines or a sign there. So, and I think we need it on every corner there on Broadway and on Landing Lane to alleviate that issue. So
Driveway.
the driveways and the
Driveway.
corners, yeah,
No problems there.
yeah. So that should alleviate that problem. And I think that was it, right?
You know, yes, that was it.
Okay.
Last meeting, we didn't have a parking committee, and Councilmember Johnston volunteered, as well as Mr. Dill and myself. And in 2 week time, we covered.
We needed it.
We did have a lot of things in a 2 week time. So I thank you, Janice, for putting that together. And
You're welcome.
Howard, for your time and addressing it. So that's our report on that one. Anybody else have any other committee reports?
Mr. Chairman, I have a quick one.
Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Economic Development met last night. First on the agenda is they're requesting $2,000 of their budget be spent on a Revolutionary War reenactment group that would do a camp over at the Summers Mansion in December, and they would also march in our Christmas parade. So that's something we don't need an answer on right now, but just to think about it. Next year's the 250th anniversary, the semi-quincentennial. I got that right, John. I don't know whether I spelled it right, but I got it right. Okay. And we're not going to have that on a T-shirt.
No, please.
EDAC wanted to know, is the city going to handle anything? Are we going to do it through in-house, or is there anything that council would like them to do? That doesn't have to be decided at this minute either. One thing was brought up about Jim Rotella had a conversation about that there's 100% grant money available for an environmental expert to look at our 3 gas station sites, the information, and dissect it and put it into language that we could understand to see where we're at. So I don't know whether Rotella's already working on that, or we
can cover
need to
that.
talk to him about it.
The steering committee too. The next steering committee will cover that.
Okay, and that's 100% grant, so it doesn't cost us anything. And the last thing was the Ocean City Hotel that went down the tubes. EDAC wanted to know, is anybody from council or the mayor's office going to reach out to the developer and let him know that there's 2 potential hotel sites in Summers Point, or would you like EDAC to do that?
That has been accomplished. We have reached out to the owner that the hotel went down. We have had contact through a letter.
All right, cool. I can cross that off the list then. That's all I have.
Anybody else have any other committee reports? All right, not hearing any other committee reports, I just wanted to say one thing before that the Labor Day is coming up. We all know that. Labor Day. We celebrate on Monday. Just a little history on that. Back in the first Labor Day was the 5th of September, 1882. And that occurred in New York. And President Groveland Cleveland signed a law in 1894 making the first Monday of September the national holiday. And it's really a celebration of the American labor movements and the workers' contribution to our national economy. So we have folks here in the audience tonight that are laborers that have added and will continue to add, and it's great that we have this celebration to recognize the labor and the labor movement. So thank you for that. Approval of the minutes. I need a motion and a second to approve the regular meeting minutes of August the 14th and the executive session meeting minutes of the same day as to content only. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second? Second?
Mr. DePam.
Sorry, Rick, I didn't hear you. Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. The above-mentioned meeting minutes are approved. I'm going to turn the meeting over to the mayor here. He's got a proclamation he wants to talk about.
Meeting adjourned.
No, that's not. Go ahead.
So if you look on your agenda, proclamation number 6, I'm actually pulling that, is Knockout Opioid Abuse Day, which happens to be October 6th. I thought that'd be more appropriate doing that in September. But I have proclamation number 7, which everyone here has, which I'll read. It's recognizing September as National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month. Whereas substance use disorders affects millions of Americans, impacting individuals, families, communities across the nation, including here in Summers Point. And we do know some people that have passed away because of this. Whereas National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month is observed each September to celebrate those in recovery, promote evidence-based treatment, and raise awareness about substance use disorders. And whereas recovery is possible for every person deserves access to support, care, and resources needed to lead healthy, fulfilling lives free from addiction. And whereas this month provides an opportunity to reduce stigma, educate the public, and honor the strength and resilience of those who are overcoming addiction. And whereas the city of Summers Point stands with healthcare professionals, recovery advocates, families, and individuals who are working to build a stronger, healthier community through prevention, treatment, and recovery support. Now, therefore, I, Dennis Tapp, Mayor of the City of Summers Point, do proclaim the month of September 2025 as National Alcohol and Drug Addiction Recovery Month in Summers Point, New Jersey, and encourage all residents to support recovery efforts, participate in local events, and help foster a community of hope and healing. And on that, so Summers Point is one of the few municipalities that's taken part in a class action lawsuit for opioid settlement. And through that lawsuit, we've collected a lot of funding. And I know that I've reached out with the superintendent of our schools and see between the schools as well as the PAL, if we can partner up and we can help put on some promotion, have a guest speaker, or do something at the schools. You got to figure that you got to get to these kids when they're young. And I think that's the perfect place to do that. So I did talk with Ted Puglisi, the superintendent. He says he's got to call me next week because he's frantically trying to get the school open for next Tuesday. So, but I'll keep everyone apprised of where we're at. And that's it. Thank you.
Anybody up here, any comments as far as the proclamation? I'm not hearing any. It's time to open up for public portion on resolutions. May I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We are now open for resolutions only. Resolutions only.
How you doing? Benjamin Franklin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So we do have a policy for giving name and addresses that are accurate, but since you don't want to comply with that, let's move on, and your 3 minutes start now.
All right, thank you. On resolution 1982, 2025. Pull this up. I've heard there's some pay to play going on with this resolution here. You guys saw how the pay to play happened in Egg Harbor Township, right? You guys have been accepting donations from the unions. Is that true? And then you guys have to report anything over $300. Are you guys reporting all donations over $300? So that's all I have on that.
Thank you, sir.
For the record, that was not that good. Frank on that was Vincent Caputo of the Airport Township. The Ducks. That's not okay. I said it before, it was terrible word. You Ducks and that's
Please sit down, please. Thank you.
Motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed public portion on resolutions. Madam Clerk, resolution number 196, please.
Resolution number 196 of 2025, commemorating the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War and honoring the memory of Arthur Edward Bader, Jr. Whereas the Vietnam War remains a profound chapter in our nation's history, marked by the service and sacrifice of over 9 million Americans who served during the conflict from 1955 to 1975. And whereas the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War offers a solemn opportunity to honor those who served, those who gave their lives, and those who continue to bear the burdens of war. And whereas the combat left a lasting impact on a generation, thousands returned home bearing visible wounds, while many others struggled with the invisible scars of post-traumatic stress, Agent Orange, and memories that would never fade. And whereas during the Vietnam War, more than 58,000 Americans gave their lives in service to our nation, their names are now eternally engraved on 2 black granite walls, serving as a permanent tribute to those who paid the ultimate price in the conflict. And whereas the City of Summers Point recognizes and honors the memory of Sergeant First Class Arthur Edward Bader, Jr., a resident of Pearson Avenue in Summers Point, who joined the U.S. Army to serve his country in Vietnam. And whereas Sergeant First Class Bader entered the U.S. Army from New Jersey and served with the 5th Special Forces Group, and on November 30th, 1968, while serving as a passenger aboard a CH-34 Choctaw Tail number 144653, his aircraft was struck by enemy anti-aircraft fire over Laos and crashed in Sawanakhet province, tragically taking his life. And whereas from September 16th to 20th, 2025, beginning daily at 12 p.m., Atlantic Cape Community College will host the 82-foot tribute wall in the Cost of Freedom exhibit, a powerful and moving display that pays tribute to all who served and sacrificed during the Vietnam War, marking the final official Department of Defense commemoration ceremony of this historic anniversary. And whereas this event serves as a moment of reflection, education, and healing for our community, and a chance to ensure that the legacy of our Vietnam veterans is preserved and honored for generations to come. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and City Council of the City of Summers Point pause to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War on March 29th, 2025. Excuse me. Be it further resolved that the Mayor and City Council do hereby designate September 16th through the 20th, 2025 as Vietnam War Veterans Commemoration Days in the City of Summers Point, and encourage all residents to attend the commemorative events to honor the sacrifice and memory of Sergeant First Class Arthur Edward Bader, Jr., and to express our deepest gratitude to all Vietnam veterans and their families. And be it finally resolved that this resolution serve as a lasting tribute from the City of Summers Point, ensuring that the sacrifice and service of Sergeant First Class Arthur Edward Bader, Jr., and all Vietnam veterans are never forgotten.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Mr. President, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Leclerc.
The Vietnam War in that era was a rather difficult, to say the least, time in this country. And certainly the Vietnam veterans coming home were not afforded the welcome they should have had. Mistakes were made, and no doubt, like any war is a terrible thing, and we can never forget those who choose or who serve in those conflicts. I think that the VA has come a long way in serving veterans, but there's a long way to go. God bless you. There's a long way to go, and I think that we, and particularly here in Summers Point, we don't seem to forget. I'm very proud of how we treat our veterans and the services that we are able to provide, and the all the institutions, the VFW, the American Legion, the AMVETS, and so forth. The way we embrace our veterans, and I think we need to, like through resolutions like this, continue to do this. And the other thing in researching this and looking into Arthur Bader Jr.'s history, it's fascinating, and I would encourage you to take a look at that when you have an opportunity. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. McGuigan, any other comments?
Council President.
Yes, Mr. Owen.
For veterans, my dad was a veteran. We have people, our fellow councilmen up here are veterans, Howard Dill, and recognized, as well as Rick DePanthelis. Thank you for your service, and everybody out there in the audience who have served. Sometimes the words thank you is never enough, but thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. Anybody else? I'm not hearing anyone else. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution 186 is approved. Madam Clerk, 187, please.
Resolution number 197 of 2025, awarding bid for the 2025 emergency repairs and miscellaneous maintenance contract.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a
Second.
second? Thank you. Any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution number 197 is approved. Madam Clerk, 198, please.
Resolution number 198 of 2025, resolution requiring the use of project labor agreements on certain large-scale city construction projects.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any comments?
Council President, I'm going to abstain on this vote. I just don't have enough information. I tried to get clarification on this. I spoke to 3 different people and got 3 different answers. So I don't feel that I've been educated enough on this resolution for me to have an opinion. So I'm going to abstain from this vote. So.
Thank you.
Mr. I have a question. Yes, I have a question. This project labor agreement, is that for unions?
It can be, go ahead, Tom. I went back and forth with you on this. Go ahead.
Any contractor, any subcontractor can enter a contract with the city. There's a percentage requirement to use union personnel. This is different than our prevailing wage.
Okay. That was my, the prevailing wage was
Yes,
where I was going.
that's it, Rick. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. McGuire.
Thank you. The buildings and grounds, obviously, we talked about it at last meeting. We're exploring all kinds of avenues to replace this building. And certainly one of those is to build a large-scale building that would certainly be over $5 million. A PLA and this type of resolution that would ensure a PLA, I mean, if we're going to make that kind of investment, and we're a long way from making that final decision. But if we're going to make that kind of investment with the taxpayers' money, I think we owe it to them to ensure that we're able to deliver a product that we can be proud of and that can last and has excellent workmanship. A PLA will ensure that the craftsmen that are on those projects have been trained properly, are skilled at their particular trade. So I think that this is somewhat of a no-brainer, at least to me, that we would want to deliver the best product for our citizens. And the other thing that a PLA ensures, a safe workspace and a safe, we see, as you talked about Labor Day, and really labor is the backbone of this country. And it's incumbent upon us to ensure that it's a safe project and it's a safe working environment. So I am strongly in favor of this. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. McGuigan.
Mr. Chairman, can we have a roll call vote on this?
Council,
Before we do that, may I speak?
Council, I'd like to have some, I'd like to
You
say
go
something.
first, and then I'll go. Thank you.
Okay, I totally support what Councilman McGuigan said, but I also want to let you know that my family has been a long time union family. 80 years ago, my father was a member of the Teamsters. He served 47 years as a Teamster. When I originally worked in the city as a laborer, I was a labor organizer for the Public Works Department, successful to some degree. So I've always supported the unions, and I support the unions now, and that's why I'm going to vote yes on this resolution.
Thank you, Mr. I support Mr. McGuigan and Mr. Dill's comments, but I also wanted to put this on the agenda when it came forward from Mr. Owen and Mr. McGuigan. I think as council members, we owe it to the community as we try to undertake a potential of a new city hall, and that's going to be a large endeavor, wherever we build it or whatever we do. It's going to be a major endeavor. And we're trying to do this approach in a very organized process. We're trying to go through and lay it out so that we become educated the best we can. We do owe the residents of this city that type of process. And I believe putting this on now is just another step, because we're recognizing we do not want to fail on this project. We want to have the quality. We want to have the safety. We want to get the project done on time. We don't want to have any cost overruns. We don't want to have any work stoppages. And if you look at the language in this resolution, it addresses all of that. It also puts some burden on our business administrator and our solicitor to build the proper guidelines so that we have the guide rails in place. And this will allow us to show our residents that we are taking a very meticulous, methodical approach in our endeavor. So if anybody, thank you. Any other council people would like to speak, please let me know at this time.
We hear from,
Mr. Owen and Mr. Garrity?
I call for a vote.
oh,
Okay,
that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
okay. Madam Clerk, how about a roll call?
Councilmember Garrity,
Yes.
Councilmember DePamphlis,
Yes.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember Johnston,
Since I did just get my question answered with several comments, I will change my vote to a yes.
Councilmember McGuigan,
Yes.
Councilmember Dill,
Yes.
Council President Habercorn.
Yes, resolution number 198 is approved. Madam Clerk, 199, please.
Resolution number 199 of 2025, approving sponsorship by the City of Summers Point and the Summers Point Recreation Commission of the Good Old Days Festival.
May I have a motion?
So moved. So moved.
Thank you, thank you.
Come on, sit down.
Yeah, come on now. Any comments?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir, Mr. McGuigan.
while I encourage everybody to attend that event, I would like to recuse myself from this vote since I'm so heavily involved.
Well,
Thank you.
I thank you for doing that.
Council President,
Yes, sir.
I'm also a member of the committee, and I would like to remove myself from the vote too.
Thank you, Mr. Dill.
Council President, I'm liaison for the rec board, so I don't know if I recuse myself. Good? Okay, all right. Thank you.
I was gonna, pretty soon, I was gonna be down to nobody but me that was gonna vote here, so, all right, so any other comments on this one? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, resolution 199 is approved. Madam Clerk, number 200, please.
Resolution number 200 of 2025, awarding bid for the 2025 road program rebid.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
Any comments? Not hearing any comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed, resolution number 200 is approved. Madam Clerk, 201, please.
Resolution number 201 of 2025, awarding bid for the fiscal year 2024 municipal aid reconstruction of New Jersey Avenue rebid.
May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I have a second.
Second.
Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. Resolution 201 is approved. May I have a motion and a second for the consent agenda, please?
So moved. Second.
Okay, any comments? Not hearing any comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Not hearing any opposed. The consent agenda is approved. Let's move. Does anyone have any old business to discuss? Not hearing any old business. Does anyone have any new business to discuss? Not hearing any new business. Mr. Frost, we need to discuss the bills, please.
In addition to that, the bill is $1,631,335.
Please speak up, please, sir.
Okay, next on the list is, may I have a motion to open for public comment, please?
Motion.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing any opposed. We are now open for public session. Again, please state your name and address for the record.
I'm gonna remain anonymous.
Okay, sir, you're breaking our policy. I understand that. 3 minutes start now. Thank you very much.
Okay, so, to the lawyer, like I said before, you're a terrible lawyer.
And I'm gonna ask you to not have any derogatory comments.
Through the chair to the lawyer, he's a terrible lawyer.
Okay,
Good evening, my name is not the issue. The issue is my rights. At the last meeting, I was forced to state my name to speak. I was told that there was a policy, but I checked. There is no such policy. Why can I speak tonight anonymously? Why did I get doxxed by the town attorney? Crazy. That is fucking crazy. Free speech here. I can. Free speech here. Don't interrupt my time. Stop my time if you're going to interrupt me.
What? Stop using profanity.
No. This is fucking crazy.
There's a child in the room.
I'm sorry. So there's no such thing as that policy to state your name. Where's that policy? Point of procedure. And even if there was, it wouldn't override the Constitution. Yet here we are. The lawyer went as far to tell me that the state requires me to give my name and address. That's false. You lied. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act guarantees me the right to speak. It does not say I must state my name. It does not say I must give my address. That is a choice, not the law. To claim otherwise is misleading. You misled your counsel. You're a bad lawyer. And let's be clear, United States Supreme Court has already spoken on this issue. Talley v. California, 1960. The court struck down a rule requiring name and addresses on handbills saying anonymity is protected speech. And you doxed me. You gave my name and the town I reside. Shameful. Shame on you. But there's more. McIntyre versus Ohio Elections Commission in 95 ruled against forcing citizens to identify themselves before speaking. It violated the First Amendment. And Watchtower Bible Tract Society versus Stratton in 2002. Court struck down a law requiring speakers to register and disclose their names before engaging in public expression, which I tried to do here. Ridiculous. So now I'm told by this counsel or by your attorney that I have no right to remain anonymous. I just did tonight. Except for this scumbag.
All right. Enough.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.
3 minutes up, sir. Please sit.
No, Robert's rules, when it's the people's time to speak, let them speak.
Your 3 minutes are up. Please sit. Thank you very much.
Where's the clock? I want to see the clock.
We have a clock up here.
Hello.
Where's the clock? You doxed me!
Hold on.
Vincent Caputo, Egg Harbor Township. Crazy. Thank you. Disgusting. Thanks, man.
Go ahead.
Maureen Helbig, 106 East Stalls Avenue, Summers Point.
Thank you, Maureen.
I have a couple comments. First of all, last time I spoke about our police department and the kids on the bikes, and I was out today walking, and it was just wonderful. The police were there. They had a young fellow with them. They were I saw him twice because I walk both ways, talking to kids, stopping them, and having very nice conversations. And most of the kids had their helmets on, which was great. But I would just like to say thank you to the police department for engaging with our young children. And the other thing is, I've been coming to these meetings for years, and when I get up to speak, and everyone else that I've seen get up to speak, we are here because we care about Summers Point, and we like to talk about what is happening in Summers Point. We like to ask your help for what is happening in Summers Point. So not everyone stands up here and has much to say about Summers Point, but that's why I came up tonight. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Silver.
Hello, council.
State your name, please.
Tom, you want to give him my name?
Don't know your name, sir.
Exactly. So I'm Freddie Krueger
3 minutes, sir.
of Elm Street. And I'll tell you right now, I'm extremely reluctant to give my name and address out of concern for retaliation, because that's what that policy really does. Now, I understand he was very animated, right? But wouldn't you be upset if your constitutional rights are violated? Shouldn't you be? Where's the outrage at that? That's outrageous as well. What that policy does is discourage people from speaking freely by putting a target on their backs. And if that sounds like a nightmare to you, good, because that's exactly what your unconstitutional demand for names and addresses has become, a nightmare for free speech. In the previous meeting that you posted on YouTube, your own CFO stood at this very lectern and never once gave her name and address. So if this rule is really about decorum and transparency, it seems it only applies when you want it to. The First Amendment doesn't require me to hand you my name and address before I speak. It guarantees citizens the right to petition their government without conditions, without intimidation, and without unmasking themselves. He mentioned the Supreme Court case law, but what he didn't mention was the Federalist Papers, the foundation of this country, that were published anonymously for the same reason, to protect citizens from retaliation from government power. Forcing people to state their names and addresses is intimidation, plain and simple. On Elm Street, the monster comes for you when you sleep. Here in Summers Point, the monster comes for you when you speak. And let's not forget, you put these meetings on YouTube. So when you demand an address, you're not just forcing someone to expose themselves to you, you're broadcasting their personal information to the world. That's not democracy, that's a jump scare. And while you claim this is about transparency, what you're really doing is using fear clause, like clause on a chalkboard. Hoping sound alone keeps critics quiet. But Freddie only wins when people are too scared to wake up. You only win when citizens are too scared to speak up, and we're not afraid. Well, tonight my name is Freddie, and my address is Elm Street. My identity is citizen, and that makes me your boss. You don't work above me. You work for me. You don't grant me permission to speak. I grant you the privilege of listening. And the First Amendment doesn't fear you, it exposes you. The Constitution never sleeps. Every time you demand an address, you slash at the Bill of Rights. Keep it up if you want, but remember, nightmares always come back, and this one will haunt you long after the lights in this chamber go out. That's all I got. Sweet dreams, baby.
Thank you, sir.
Sweet dreams, baby.
3.2 thousand.
Sir, can I ask that you let Ms. Pearson come up since she's...
No, I'm next. Yeah. Right.
Okay. You okay, Pat, standing?
What a gentleman.
Yeah.
Now,
Excuse me, sir. May I
number
have your
one.
name, please.
Number one,
Sir.
Thomas G. Smith. You showed your true colors. You are a vile, not just a terrible attorney, obviously. You're a vile American for doxing this man right here.
Again, sir.
He wanted anonymity, and you doxed him. How dare you?
Sir, can you direct your comments towards me, please?
No, I'm going to direct him to whoever I want to. Am I a free man or what, sir? Am I free?
Keep going.
First Amendment is super important. You are disrupting me. Please restart my time. Please restart my time.
Don't let anybody. You can't let
Please restart my time.
Keep talking.
So you asked for a name. All right, I'll give you a name. I am Chris Farley, and I'm a motivational speaker, and I live in a van down by the river. You wanted a name? Yes, you're the one who makes a mockery of this. You're the one who invited me here because of what you did to this man last time. You invited me here. You invited all of us here. Now that we got all that nonsense out of the way, last week I watched in horror as an American stood right here in Somers Point, supposedly the United States of America, and you told him he could not speak unless he first surrendered his anonymity, his name and address for the record. And in that moment, I must have tripped through a wormhole in the time-space continuum because suddenly I wasn't in New Jersey anymore. I was in Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Afghanistan, or perhaps Fidel Castro's Cuba. Here's I want my time back. Here's the reality. In America, we have this little thing that's bothersome to you called the First Amendment. It guarantees 5 sacred rights. I suggest you write these down and perhaps tattoo them on your buttocks. It guarantees religion, assembly, petition, press, and speech. Petition as in the right to redress grievances against government. Nowhere in that amendment does it say only if you first cough up your home address so the bureaucrats can track you down and investigate what bowling league or stripper apprentice group you might belong to. And this anonymous gentleman, he already since came off and moved past that. So when you sit there and demand name and address for the record, this vile attorney, make-believe attorney, what's the point? To blacklist people? To put them on an enemies list? The Somers Point secret file cabinet of citizens who dare to speak against you and stand up for their First Amendment rights? Are you worried? He might be part of a local chess club, or God forbid, the kombucha brewing crochet circle plotting to yarn bomb your city hall. That's a yarn bomb. Yarn, made of yarn. Let me be absolutely clear. I will not and never give my name and address for the record. I will speak because I'm a free American. Our forefathers would roll in their graves if they saw you demanding Americans' IDs before allowing them to petition this government, or admit that or do this. Lastly, will you now admit that you have seceded from the United States of America and that you truly are a part of communist China or Russia? Will you? Vile attorney. Will you give your resignation now?
Your time is up, sir.
Give your resignation.
Your time is up.
Your time is up.
Goodbye. Mrs. Pearson, if you'd like to come up, please.
Thank you for waiting.
Get that patent off.
Don't put it on me.
Pat.
Put it on.
Easy.
All right,
Easy.
Hit the button. You better get some help in here.
You better get the cops.
You better get some help in here.
Got it. Pat.
Patricia Pearson, 5.
Let's wait till the room. Wait till the room clears. You better wait till the room.
Patricia Pearson, 587 Marks Road. I'd like to say a few things. Number one, I'm going to change the subject a little bit because yesterday was a very, very good day. And wait till you hear this. Janice Johnson, a couple of years ago, started Lawson's Pride, and that is a group that adopted a Coast Guard cutter in Cape May, and the Coast Guard cutter is called Lawson's Pride. And the object is to give the crew of that Coast Guard cutter some happy holidays and events. So this has all been working beautifully. She runs it perfect. We're all happy. The Coast Guard's happy. Everybody's happy. Somers Point is doing this really good thing. So now, yesterday, Winding River Campground up on the Weymouth Road. All the crew of Lawson's Pride, all these Coast Guard guys, came up and had a day of river rafting. 3 hours down the river, a barbecue, and just a wonderful time.
Bring your cops back in here.
We got an issue here.
My time's up.
No, you're bring that police officer back in.
Police officer back.
Jack, get one of those guys in here.
Jack, he's outside.
Pat, if you want to sit, stand back up. Please.
Sit down.
If you want to. I don't want you to stand up.
You're ruining it.
Thanks for talking about our river raft. They should be doing this. There'll be a lawsuit. Just go.
Sit down, Pat, if you need to sit. Please, we're just standing up. Mrs. Pearson, please continue.
Okay, so anyhow, it was a good day for Lawson's Pride. It was a good day for Summers Point. It was a good day for the Coast Guard. Also, a radio person from Vineland came and announced it all over Vineland radio last night. So Summers Point was really, really on the map last night and all day yesterday in a good, nice way. So that's that one. The other one I want to tell you is
Take it outside.
Hold on.
this is a little drama here tonight. Oh my God.
Look what you started.
Okay, Pat, you can continue now to being a little
Okay,
quiet.
so the rest of it is that is Mr. Martin in Public Works, is he on a sick leave or something?
Not that I'm aware.
Is he?
That's not.
I can't speak to that for HIPAA requirements. I'm sorry.
Anyhow, is who's looking after Public Works right now? Is it are you the mayor? Are you doing it?
Everything's under control.
Okay, it's under control. All right, I believe you. I believe you. Two things though. One, will you look real good at the ball field and make sure it's all fixed up nice and all? Because a couple of people have been moaning to me about that. Okay. And the other thing is, if you're having a power washing job anywhere, will you somebody go and inspect it after it's done? I mean, I have no problems with Public Works, but I'm telling you what's on the street, okay? So
yeah, actually, I made a big list up, gave it to Public Works, get everything in order. Full page of stuff that they're getting done. They're working. They were working. I had 8 guys over there at Patriots Park getting ready for.
I believe you.
So
it's just word on the street. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now the rest of it is that I go by the Acme real early in the morning, 5 and 6 o'clock a lot of days of the week. It's very, very clean down there, and that Lee Brand keeps that shopping center very, very good. And I went by Mexicula too for another reason, and that place is spotless. So when these places are doing such a good job, I think that sometimes you should say that they're doing such a good job. And then one other request. This is sincere. Well, I know Mr. Frost is going to have that Patriots Park looking good for Labor Day, right? Okay. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir, if you want to speak, please come forward. It's open meeting speaking right now. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Dice Common Nelson. I'm glad these gentlemen walked back in because what I'm about to tell them will help educate them a little through the process of dealing with the things that they're animated about. I'm from Central Avenue, Ocean City. The reason I'm here tonight is to explain, first of all, this is the flag of the United States of America. In Ocean City, for a year or two, they kept saluting that flag, the one with the gold fringe, and I refused to stand. A veteran got all upset, was going to almost have a heart attack. I said, you take away the Nazi flag, and I'll be the first to stand. You know what happened? They replaced the flag. This flag is the flag of the United States. I have been put in jail by the state of New Jersey, by the former police chief of Ocean City, by a county prosecutor who contrived a crime when I wanted to attend church in my own way. Summers Point in St. Peter's United Methodist Church. The reason I'm here tonight, sir, Mr. Mayor, is the prosecutor for this city refuses to sign an oath of office when he took the prosecutor's job, and that, my friend, is a crime which a mayor under 18 USC 3041, powers of courts and magistrates, this mayor, gentlemen, could have had you arrested. I would not have done what you did. I understand why you did it. He's being very gracious to you, aren't you, Mr. Mayor? You could have arrested them in 2 seconds. Now, I also want the same power that you have under the Constitution. Do you know how many constitutions there are? At least 2. How can I prove it? When the government put me in Anchorage for refusing the jurisdiction of the court, I called Jeff Van Drew's office. I said, send me the Constitution that man has the oath to. You know what one they sent me? This one, the Constitution of the United States of America. That goes with that flag when it's not on federal property. My Constitution, the flag of the United States, this flag, go to Ocean City. It's flying in right behind you, gentlemen, over there. I want to see it here. That brings me to the problem. Ocean City sent me over here for trial. This judge in your town is allowing this prosecutor to prosecute without the oath of office. That's a crime. He took me in chains. Judge Freed. He says, Chris Christie changed the rules. Really? Huh. I'm going to be sending you, I didn't have a chance to do it, but I'll send all of you folks the information so you can review it. The court date. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate your comments. All right, not seeing anyone else. May I get a motion to close?
I make a motion to close.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're now closed for public comment. May I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
I'll make that motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Not hearing anybody opposed. Let's pay the bills. All right, does the governing body have any further comments?
Council President, don't be scared, it's a good thing. I just have a comment.
Give you the floor.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make a comment in reference to Mrs. Pearson's comments about Lawson's Pride. And I just wanted to say it's a group effort. We have a committee of about 10, and everybody does their part with whether it's raising funds, sitting behind a table trying to sell T-shirts, whatever it is. And yesterday was the fruition of that. And so I just want to say it's not just me. It is a group effort. There is a group of people that get these things done. So thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Councilmember Johnston.
Mr. President,
Mr. McGuigan.
I'd be afraid when I'm talking. I'd like to thank the person that's responsible for all this, personally. But my main comment is that, I sleep very well at night, knowing that I have Tom Smith guiding this council and offering legal advice to this city. I sleep very well at night. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome, Mr. McGuigan. Anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, actually, I have one last comment. I was remiss in not recognizing former Councilman Ron Meisker, who was in the audience tonight.
Who?
Any other comments?
Oh, that's plenty.
All right, just a couple, not minor things, but just a couple things. Mrs. Helbig's going to be starting up her senior yoga again pretty soon. If you know anybody that wants to join that, I've asked Mr. McGuigan to take something before the rec board as far as doing a Tuesday, once a month game night during the October through January time to try to get some more of our residents out to get to know each other. So we're going to see if that'll get approved through the rec board, and we'll get that done. So a couple things out there to try to keep the residents engaged, and especially over the winter months, it's always good to have an activity to do. All right, any other comments? If not, may I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I get a second.
Second.
All in